All right. We are live now. Thank you very much, Chris, for joining live. And welcome to my weekly show, My Top Tips, every Wednesday, 9 a.m. IST, the new time on experiment basis. Also, another experiment that rather than using slides, I have been reading a chapter every week from one of my books. And this one is around BCI Awards. BCI Awards entries are open. 27th March is the last date to submit. Having won multiple BCI awards and many other awards nationally, globally, I had few years ago in the book, My Experiment with BCM, devoted one full chapter to this that people could learn from me. While it says BCI award, but it's about any award. So let me immediately start reading this awards. How to win a BCI award, and I'm repeating, it could be any award. This in the book was the longest chapter, so I may go beyond 15 minutes. So I say in the chapter, and I'm reading now, I have won multiple national and global awards and have been a finalist in many, and the list is long. I'm also into BCI Hall of Fame. With one of the last wins, a professional colleague, Malena, encouraged me to write what it takes to be a winner, how much work it involves, what evidence was used or is required, etc. And then I wrote a reply to her and actually expanded that into this full chapter. The easy answer is that it takes a lot, and a lot of work is involved. Two questions answered by Malena, answered simply. And I believe this would work not only for BCA awards, but any awards. First point is to decide that you want to participate. Winning is important, but there is no scope of winning if you do not first participate. Look at all the available categories. BCI awards currently have the following categories. Now, again, these were written 3 years ago. There might have been some change, but generally valid. Continuity and resilience consultant, most effective recovery, continuity and resilience newcomer, continuity and resilience provider, service or product, continuity and resilience innovation, continuity and resilience professional, private sector, and public sector, two separate categories, continuity and resilience team, continuity and resilience contributor, and collaboration in resilience. So first point is to look at the categories once we have decided that you want to participate. Second point is to decide the category or categories that you want to participate in. Most awards would have self-nomination also. At places, there may be a restriction that self-nomination is not allowed. So you will have to read the instructions carefully. Read the requirements that will help you to decide. I would always focus on any one category, while you can apply in multiple categories also. For the last 2 years, again, 3 years ago when I wrote this chapter, my focus has been on the contributor category. Just to share that I won that award at that point in time, and then I was put into BCI Hall of Fame. The third point is to start preparations, and preparations are long. This is a full year's journey, and the count starts from a zero every year. As these are annual awards, there is no carry forward unless you are participating in Lifetime Achievement Award. To win, you should have the maximum work done, and for that, expired the full 12 months. Spread the work and do the most. I hope you all remember tough times never last, but tough people do. Where Dr. Schuller says, count to 10 and win. I'm saying count to 12 and win. That is, spread your efforts across the year. Do something little bit every month so that you are able to do the most. You are writing a winning application. That's what your objective is. In some cases, it can be a number of years journey, and you will see that later. I read. Even if the scope of evaluation is only the last or current 12 months. So, the work to be done will depend upon the category that you have selected. For the contributor category, a lot of importance or weightage is given to your pro bono work. A lot of importance is given to the work that you have done outside your official duties. Pro bono work involves, but is not limited to, work for BCI. For example, any central committees, chapters, summits, etc. It may take many years for you to be there. Pro bono work also includes work for colleges or universities, work for NGOs and or charities, and your work for other BCI initiatives. For example, BCAW, which is BCAW plus R now, Education Month, Mentoring Program, CPD Program, summits, conferences, course development, GPG review, assessor, auditor, award judging, examination development, etc. So you see, there are so many avenues. I'm not sure who is using CPD to what extent. BCI CPD, I do. 2024 and 2025, I have gone slow on using CPD, but for about 10 years, I was a regular, clocking up to 500 plus hours year on year. It matters. BCI could think of making me the CPD ambassador. I dream big. Pro bono work also includes your writings around BCM, for example, blogs, white papers, books, surveys, quizzes, etc. These may be on any platform. So while I have been quoting BCI, but it could be any platform, BCI website, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, non-BCI platforms included. And you'll find me everywhere. I write a lot. Just for example, my activities on LinkedIn in Jan 2020 were 153 posts with 2642, 2642 reactions and comments. My target this year is of about 200 posts, and I am on target so far. Again, this is written about 3 years ago. Last year, my reach through LinkedIn across globe was about 300,000 impressions. I hope you attended the last BCA Awards ceremony and got a glimpse of my work. What I mean to say is that attending awards ceremony also is one point in your preparation. You will see who wins, how, when, doing what. The awards recording is available on my YouTube channel. You can see that, my portion. So my award winning speech, once again, that is a point for preparation. A good practice is to take an initiative and take a chance. I keep my eyes and ears open and I look forward to opportunities. The moment there is a call for participation in any activity, not only call for awards, I make it a point to respond. Whether my submission is accepted or not, that doesn't matter for me. But I participate, I take initiative to respond. And there have been cases when my submissions have not been accepted. I'm not discouraged. I have some good but simple and small examples of these opportunities and initiatives which I am putting in my book that I am referring to in the next point. And I will not hesitate to use these at any appropriate platform, including my award application. By the way, the activities can be non BCI also. I'm repeating this. For example, with DRII or any such bodies, ISO or any other bodies creating standards, etc. My preparations for the next submissions are already on. Chapter written 3 years ago. Just keep that in mind, please. BCM organizational resilience is a passion for me, deep in my heart, and it has always been more than ever before. For example, 200 posts on LinkedIn, one report is to be published this week, one podcast is due to be released this month, two more are to be recorded this month. I'm writing my second book. Since then, I have published 10 books. 11th gets out to the world towards the end of this month. Hoping to get it out by the end of this year. This was second book. I have delivered a few webinars already in the first 3 months, and I believe I will touch 10 by the end of the year. I'm telling my preparation for the year. I have developed 4 courses this year, all copyrighted to me, and I hope to touch 10 by the year end. And I did actually. I will look forward to more opportunities to do more. What I mean to say is that for me, this is continuous work, a daily activity. Yes, it is difficult, hard, and time consuming work. That is why I thanked my family who are so patient with me. They live BCM with me. One needs that support for sure. So I'm saying it's long, difficult work, because you are aiming for a global award. Fourth point is to write the application. Writing an application, award application, is an art. So you will have to practice a lot. And that's why I say, first time, just submit, putting your best foot forward. Even if you don't win, that's okay. Even if you're not selected into finalists, it's okay. You have to practice a lot. I do not leave to the last day and the last hour. Never. I write my application at least a couple of weeks before the deadline, then review and refine it, and submit at least 7 days ahead of the day. Now, giving live example, because of being in the Hall of Fame, I had to take 4 years break, maybe 3 years break that I forgot, but I have taken a break that was required. I did not apply, I could not apply for BCI awards. This year it's due, and my preparation started so in the beginning of 2025. My application draft is ready, and I will submit it at least, as I wrote in the book 3 years ago, 7 days ahead. So I have 2 more days in my hand. 27th March is the last date to submit. You will be able to do this only if you would have worked on all the above points throughout the year. Decide, do, write. Yes, it's an art to write an application, but the first step is to write and submit the first time. A good practice is to answer to the point as asked in the form or application. Milena's last question was, what evidence was used? This is within the fourth point. All writings must be supported with at least one evidence. This can be as simple as a mail, for example, that you have been appointed as an award judge, or you are in a working committee or group. Other evidence can include links to your posting on YouTube, links to your writing on LinkedIn, Facebook, etc., links to your webinar recordings, photographs, any reference letters from university, not-for-profit entity that you would have worked for, reference letters of testimonials from clients, links to your presentations, your social media presence, etc. Attempt to give numbers. For example, so many attended my webinar, or I had so many reactions on my LinkedIn posts, or so I made so many posts, I wrote so many blogs. How many lives were you able to touch in the last 12 months is important. How many lives were you able to touch in the last 12 months is a very solid, heavyweight point. So, claim what you have done. My application was of about 18 pages. Now, since then, last 10 years or so, ever since I started and winning BCI awards, once again, I'm saying focus is BCI award, but concepts are valid for all awards across the globe. Now, the application process, judging processes, etc., are highly structured and streamlined. Given points, on each point, there is limited space. So now it may not be 18 pages, but I write my draft first, free flow. That could still be 10 pages. It was 10 pages this year also, after which I had to start condensing it according to the requirement of the application of the awards. The fifth point is that it has to be your passion. This is the most important factor according to me. And the sixth point is do not forget to submit your application for the next awards. Win or not, keep learning and improving. I am still learning. And the last point is continual improvement. I could have stopped after achieving the fellow membership of the BCI last year, once again, written 3 years ago, but I have been doing more. Or I could have stopped once the finalists were announced for the current awards, but I continued doing more. And here is another example. How many of you know about BCI's Community Resilience Volunteer Week? I had some traces in memory, but had not actioned. This year, means again 3 years ago, I have actioned on this also. It was in June, and I did my bit. Have these discussions, hope these discussions have been helpful, and I wish you all the best. I look forward to at least 100% increase in participation in the next BCA awards. In these BCA awards, you still have the time. If you have done the work, it's only the matter of writing and claiming it now. But if you have not done, then you have to go through all the 7 steps. While closing, I would like to point out that I am generally not happy with the fellow professionals on this front. I guess many people do not take an interest and do not participate in these awards. I'm repeating, participation is important. My participation itself may encourage many more people to come forward to this world, the domain of resilience and business continuity management. Also, if the event would have been physical, along with drinks and dinner, many would have joined. But in the virtual world, award ceremonies, even the winners have been found missing. This is strange and sad, I'm saying. That's why I'm unhappy with fellow professionals on these 2 points. That's strange to me. We watch the movie awards shows when we are not even the participants. Leave aside the winners, that's not even our domain, and that's just entertainment. Award ceremonies like BCI Awards are a source of information, knowledge, and encouragement. I urge you all to participate. So, this was the chapter from my book written earlier, My Experiment with BCM, How to Win an Award. I'll stop here, but because a senior professional, Chris from Australia, has joined live, I would request her to take few minutes and express her views on this topic. Chris, over to you.
Oh, thanks, Damon. And my goodness, you have a lot of awards. You've only got to look at the screen behind you. I was joking earlier that you need a bigger wall for all these awards, and well deserved too for your many contributions. And I also have received some awards. Perhaps I have a different perspective, a bit shyer about receiving awards. And this may be a gender thing, because many women suffer from what's called the imposter syndrome. So they
Right.
may not feel quite as ease
Right.
putting their names forward.
Yes.
So I've spent quite a bit of time actually pushing for women
Right.
and other groups who might feel, let's say, shyer about gathering the evidence. It's not to say that they don't have the evidence and that they haven't made significant contributions, but yes, it is interesting to try and get what we might call underrepresented people more represented in these award
Right.
categories and opportunities.
Right.
Because it certainly is, it's not just good for the resume and, good to feel good,
Right.
but it does help push the discipline forward. And I don't know about your observation, but when I first came into the business continuity space, 20 years ago, more
Right.
than, uh, th- there noticeably weren't many women.
Right.
And many of the professionals at the highest levels, at the fellow and very experienced, all had an ITDR background. And I
Right.
almost felt apologetic that I
Yes.
didn't have this strong IT disaster recovery background. But what I did have was a degree in industrial and organizational psychology.
Right.
And as I've come to understand more about business continuity, sure, the IT is important, but if you haven't got the people, it doesn't really matter what it is.
Right.
So we all bring different skills, and,
Right.
and this is sort of something that I've been big on for a long time is
Yes.
that diversity. And for our discipline in business continuity and business resiliency, risk, enterprise risk, where I've been working quite a
Right.
lot lately, that diversity of thought is so important, and we need to get that recognized and put forward. There's a saying, you can't be what you can't see.
Right.
So if you don't see more women, more people of different sort of cultural, linguistic, other backgrounds,
Right.
who like me lack that IT experience, but have other experiences to bring to
Yes.
the fore that could really help our discipline move forward. Because
Right.
it doesn't really matter what you're doing if you haven't got the people. It's not going to happen. So I suppose I finish by saying, don't be shy. Have a go. Put your name forward. Do the hard work as you've explained and listed off the 7 ways you might do that. But have a go. You might be surprised. I applied for 3 BCI awards and got one.
Right.
Okay. And
Yes.
it's a very nice object in my cabinet over there. I'm looking at it now, as a matter of fact. So have a go. Do the work through, and you've got a good pathway from Damon's advice, but try. You might be surprised. For
Yes.
instance, one award category I applied for, I didn't apply, some colleagues nominated me. No one else applied. So, guess
Yeah.
what? I got the award.
Yes. Yes. So,
So,
and I'm not shy of such situations that I won because no one else applied. That's not my mistake. That's someone else's mistake. So, out
exactly.
of
So,
those who applied, the judges chose me to be worthy of that award. So, very good.
yes,
I agree with you. Yes.
have a go, and
Simple.
yeah, don't. Another phrase: don't hide your light under a bushel. If you've been doing good work in the BCI, resiliency, risk, enterprise risk, all those important spaces, put it forward.
Yes.
Look for the categories that might be the best match for you
Right.
and put it forward. And you might just be surprised. You might have a nice award sitting in your cupboard, or a nice certificate such as Damon has behind him, which
Yes.
is recognition from your colleagues for all your hard work,
Right.
because we all work incredibly hard. And
True. True.
And maybe somebody needs to tell us that we've done a good job time and again.
Yes, yes, we all are human beings and we like being appreciated.
Of course. Thank you
Yes.
so much. And
Thank,
lots of
thank,
wise advice there.
thank you very much, Chris. And once again, I'm repeating what Chris has said. Take the first step and put your best foot forward. That's what we need to do, right? Great. Thank you very much. Today's topic was how to win a BCI award or any award. This is Daman Dev Sood, your host, logging off now from my weekly show, My Top Tips, every Wednesday, 9 a.m. IST. If you have any questions about today's discussions or about resilience as a whole, please feel free to write to me and I'll be happy to respond. Thank you. Bye bye.